Hello there. Welcome to SmartGence Training. So in this session, we'll talk about rollup summary field and formula field. Firstly, rollup summary field. So basically, for a rollup summary field to be created, master detail relationship is compulsory, and this rollup summary field would basically be used for calculations of the child object records, and this rollup summary field would be created only in the master record. So there can be four different types of calculations being done in the rollup summary field. So firstly, count. So count is pretty straightforward. Like for example, let's say we have two objects, account and opportunities, where account is the master object and opportunity is the child object, right? So if we create a count type of rollup summary field in account with the relate which is related to opportunity, then it would return the number of opportunities which is related to a particular record. Okay, then the next is sum. So the other three types basically would want a field to aggregate. Like for example, let's take the same two records, I mean two objects. Okay, so we can select the field to aggregate as amount in the opportunity field. So there would be some amount, and let's say if an account is related to two opportunities record, one with this particular amount field populated as 10,000, another is 20,000. So if there is a some type of roll-up summary field, then it would provide the sum of those two records, like 10,000 plus 20,000, then it would return 30,000. Similarly, minimum, if we take the same example, then it return the minimum value, which is 10,000, and maximum, similar example, maximum value 20,000. So this is how these are the different types of calculations that can be done in using roll-up summary field. So what is a formula field? The formula field is basically used for calculation within the certain object, and also we can display the parent records field information, and if there is any change in an existing expression or a formula, it will automatically update the current value in the formula field. And finally, it will be the read-only field, obviously, since the calculations or reference will be done using the formulas or something, the user should not be able to edit it. Talking about calculations, to give a quick example, let's say we have a field called date of birth in the account object. Okay, so in account or contact object. So if you want age to be calculated, then we can use that year in the date of birth minus the current year to have the age. So we can use the formula for that to calculate the age likewise. And similarly, if you want to display parent records field information, like for example, we have this opportunity object which is related to this account record, right? So like if you want some field from the account to be displayed over opportunity or vice versa, then we can use the formula field over there as well. So a quick facts. Firstly, regarding the rollup summary field, we can have 25 rollup summary fields to be created for an object. And there are only a certain set of fields which can be used for the type of rollup summaries we have seen. So firstly, for some type of rollup summary field, we can use only number, currency, and person fields. Whereas for minimum maximum, we can use the same three. In addition to those, we can also use the date time field. So regarding the formula field the formula or the expression in the formula field can contain only up to 3,900 characters, including the spaces, written characters, and comments. So let's now have the demo session. Right. Let us now firstly have the demo on creation of formula fields. So let's try create two formula fields in contacts. So what we are going to do is, so this is the new contact page, right? So as you could see over here, we have the birth date field. So let us try calculating the age using this birth date field. And also, as you could see, there is this parent field account name, which has a relationship to contact. Let's try getting a field like a parent number field to be placed in the contact using a formula field again. So yeah, let's try creating that. So we have to navigate to object manager and we have to go to the contacts object. So contact object, here it is, and we have to create new fields, right? Fields and relationship, yeah, new field, and yeah, we have to select the type as formula field. So I'm selecting formula, then clicking on next. So yeah, we have to label the field. So firstly, we'll create the age field. The field name will get auto populated, and we have to select the return type. So what should be the return type? Whether it has to be a checkbox, currency, date. So this being the age, it has to be the number. So I am selecting number, and since this is a number, we can select the number of decimal places. So since this is age, I am selecting 0. Clicking on next. So here, yeah, we can define the formula. So this would be the simple formula, or we can have the advanced formula as well. So let's try creating an advanced formula. I'll give it a second. It's coming up. Yeah, here it is. So firstly, how we are going to calculate the ages using the year available, like the current year minus the year of the birth date will give us the age, right? So for that we have this function called year. So when this being inserted, we have to replace this date. So that date, I mean the year of this particular date would be taken into account when we use this year function. So firstly we have to have the today, right? So I'm inserting today. So what this would take is the today's dates year would be taken into account for the calculation of formula. Then it has to be minus, so we can have minus again year of inserting year of the birth date, right? So I am deleting this date. Instead I am going to insert the field birth date. So I'm inserting this, and we can check the syntax. So yeah, so no syntax errors. Then we can have the description or help text if needed, and we can just select this whether if that particular field is blank, whether it has to be considered as 0 or blank. So let it be as is. So I am selecting next. Yeah, this would be the FLS. I'm giving FLS as visible for all the profile, and as you could see, this is read only as you have seen in the presentation. Since this being the formula field, no user should be able to edit this. So clicking on next, adding it to layouts, I'm adding it to all page layouts and saving. So yeah, we have this age field ready. Let us now create another the formula field which you have been discussing, taking the accounts PAN number. So formula next, so this would be account PAN number. So this PAN number is of again text field, right? So text, clicking on next. So yeah, advanced formula it is. So this is directly a field to be inserted, right? So when we click on this insert field, yeah, it is coming up. 1 second. Yeah, so here it is, and since this account is directly related to it, it would be available right here. So on the click of this, all the account fields will be displayed. So we would be wanting the PAN field, right? So PAN number it is, clicking on insert, so that would be it. We have the account PAN number formula displayed over here. So checking on syntax, it would be fine, I guess. Let's check it out. Yeah, it is fine, and I'm having it as I'll have this as blank for now. Clicking on next. So yeah, visible to all. Next, adding it to all page layouts, save. So yeah, we have both the formula fields ready, right? So let us now try creating a new contact record. Let me navigate back to the contact tab. So let me refresh this page. Yeah, it's coming up. So yeah, I'm creating new. So give it a second, it's loading, I guess. Yeah, so salutation, professor, first name Tom, last name Hanks maybe. So I'm selecting an account with which the PAN number would get populated, and the birth date with which the age field would get populated. I'm giving it as 2000, July 1 2000. So yeah, I'm saving this. So the record got saved. And details, if we go over there, you would see these two formula fields being populated. So, and when we click on edit, it would be read only as we have seen. So yeah, we can see this read only, right? This field is calculated upon save, since these fields are formula fields. So this is how formula fields would work. So let's now try creating rollup summary fields. So actually rollup summary field, as you have seen, a master data relationship is compulsory, right? So we have master data relationship between two standard Salesforce objects, account and opportunities, and the rollup summary fields can be created only at the master object. So here in our case, the master object is account. So let me navigate back to account fields and relationship. So let's try creating three different rollup summary fields. One is for sum, other is for max, and other is for minimum. So these are the different types as you have seen in the presentation. So clicking on new, firstly we have to select the data type, right? So rollup summary, next. And field label, let me give it as we have this field called amount in opportunity, so we are going to have the sum max and minimum of that particular field. So I'm giving the field name as total amount, and field name sorry, field label as total amount. Field name could get auto populated, and everything is, let it be as is. And yeah, here the summarized object is the child object which you want to get the summary from. So basically in our case that would be opportunities, and we can have the count sum, we can see the count sum min and max as our roll up types, right? So here, as we have said earlier, we are going to create all the this count is pretty straightforward. It would just give you the count of child records for that particular master object. So that would be pretty straightforward. So let's now try creating some, and we could see this field to aggregate being enabled, right? So this basically is it would, we would be able to select with which field, I mean the sum of which field is what we are looking for. So as I have said just a while back, we are going to have the sum of the field called amount, right? So I'm selecting amount over here, and we can have the filter criteria, whether we want to include all the records into the calculation, or we want to include only a specific records which we can define using a criteria. So right now for demo sake we would use all records. So clicking on next, yeah, we are selecting visible to all profile, next. And also we can see this is as read only, right? So yeah, this is it is because this is more like calculation. So and page layout, it will be as is, clicking on save. So yeah, we have the total amount page. Let's also create the maximum and minimum amount of fields. So roll up summary, same process. So maximum amount, next. So here the only difference would be we'll be selecting maximum, filter aggregate would be the same. And yeah, as we have seen in the presentation, only a few field types like the percent, number and stuff would be displayed over here in the field to aggregate. This is what we have seen in the presentation. So in our case we want amount, clicking on next, and visible to all profile, next. So this also has to be included in all the page layout. So I'm clicking on save and new, since we have to create one more new field for the minimum amount, right? So roll up summary, next. So here I'm sorry, minimum amount, next. And yeah, again opportunities, minimum, field to aggregate, amount again, next. So visible to all, next, and save. So we have all the three roll up summary fields. So let us now try referring to an account which already has a few opportunities related to it. So let me navigate back to account. So I'll open this account, like for example, and if we see in related list, we have two opportunities, one with amount 128 and other with amount $235,000. So when you navigate back to the account details page, you'll be having these three roll up summary fields which we have created. Yeah, let it load, give it a second. Yeah, and we can see the total amount, and we can see the maximum and minimum getting populated. And as we could see, these are only read only. So this is how roll up summary fields would work. Thank you and happy learning.